Supposed to be oil in there, right, man?
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Two Goons here. We got Goon number 1, Goon number 2, or Goon 1, Goon 2, whichever way it's gonna go.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
We'll play it by ear with that one. And starting this new channel out, and it's kind of going a little bit everywhere, I guess. Like, we're not really dedicated to one topic, but for now we're bringing you guys a lot of car content. And currently right now we're in my buddy Alex's car, and we'll let you give him some information on that.
Yeah, so sorry if you can't hear me very well. This car's pretty loud, but it's 1995 Eagle Talon TSI. So yeah, primarily this car came from the factory with all-wheel drive. It's a 2-liter turbocharged motor from the factory, and yeah, back in the day, like, people who couldn't afford Evos or couldn't import them because of laws got the poor man's Evo, which is the Talon, and that's what we're driving here right now. And yeah, so a little bit of a rundown on the mods for this car. So starting with the motor, it's been stroked out by Magnus Motorsports, fully forged stroker kit. It's a 2.3 liter now, and to complement that, it has an FP 3052 turbo on it. And for the fueling system, it has 1200cc injectors, it has water meth injection, and right now we're running a coil-on plug setup for the ignition. And to tie that all together, to send it to the wheels, it has a Shep transmission in it. It's been shimmed. I'm not really fully confident on what stage trans this is. I tried looking for some plating on it or something, but I was unable to confirm whether or not it was a Shep transmission or not. But I'm just going off the faith the honesty of the previous owner telling me that. So, but other than that, yeah, it has stock transfer case, stock drive shaft. Clutch is an upgraded ACT6 6-puck clutch, sprung, and yeah, stock axles, and it's got some replica raised wheels on it. You know, budget build over here. And yeah, other than that, the tires on it are, I don't even know the brand, honestly. It's some knockoff brand, Performance Summer Tires. The previous owner believed that using like crappy tires on a car that has higher horsepower with stock axles might equate to saving the axles upon launching the car to the moon. So far so good with those tires. So I'm hoping that the stock drivetrain stays nice and healthy, because they're very few and far to come by. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown on the car. Relatively rust-free, and yeah, you guys will be able to get some shots of the outside soon, and we'll show you an in-depth tour of everything, all the parts on the car and its condition and everything like that.
And like, in terms of powers, you had it dynoed once. We got 2 dyno tunes on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you to break down on some of the horsepower ranges on it for now.
Yeah.
What those 2 tunes are doing.
So we kind of have plans to take this car to the road course and track it that way. So the first tune I got was more of like a reliability tune. So I asked the tuner to lower the boost and basically just create like a, not lowest power, but relatively lower power tune for safety and reliability at the track. And that is running around 20 psi boost. And that dynoed at, it was pretty low. I think 278 horsepower at the wheels and 300 foot-pounds of torque. This motor really loves to make a lot more torque than horsepower. And I think that's partly due to the fact that the guy was kind of shutting the car off at around 6,000 RPM at the dyno because we were having some misfire issues or something like that. So anyways, moving on, the second tune, it has 32 PSI, and that one's about 410 wheel and like 440 foot-pounds of torque with water methanol.
And that one, same thing, it's we were noticing when we were looking at the laptop, it's got quite a bit of fuel still in the system when it's up on higher RPMs.
Yeah, so the issue is the previous owner, the methanol injection nozzle that he put in the car was like crazy big. It was massive. So the problem was is right when the meth came on, it basically flooded the engine completely. So the tuner had to I'm not going to go too in depth into tuning right now, but basically take out so much fuel that he was really feeling not safe to let the car come off the dyno, because like if that meth injection system ever failed, the car would be running so lean that you know, we'd send the block to the moon. So
okay, so we got the two tunes. We're making some decent power range on the second one. 95, for those that don't know, 95, that's the 2G model. So that's the, I guess the biggest difference is the rounded back end compared to the more square back end on the 1G, right?
Pretty much, just like the whole car is like more round.
Yeah,
sure.
Better aerodynamics in it. Still got the signature hood scoop, which is nice. Oh, I shouldn't say hood scoop, more like a little bump out on the hood.
Yeah.
Let's see, brake kit on this. You got better brake system on it.
Yeah, so I guess I could go over like the handling, I guess, or suspension, stuff like that, and brakes. So for those of you that don't know, I believe 2016 Camaro and also similar years of the Cadillac CTS-V, those front brakes, the 4-piston front brakes on those actually fit on this car with relatively low modification. So that's what's been put on this car. It's like a 2016 Camaro SS front brake kit with 2004 SVT Cobra rotors. Extremely weird combination, but as long as you remember what parts they are, you'll be able to find stuff for them. And then for the suspension, it's on Ebach yellows for the shocks, and the springs, it's just, I think, like an Ebach lowering springs.
It's like a standard kit you'd buy for it, right? Yeah.
Just a basic kit. So yeah, not too aggressive on that side yet, but maybe in the future.
Nice.
Yeah, it drives pretty good now, but I mean, once we get more serious into the track driving, we'll probably go with a full-on coilover set, but that's in the future when we get there. So
for sure. Turbo, what do we have on it right now?
So it's Force Performance 3052, and that's a really old turbo. Honestly, I don't even know how it's working right now. When I did a clutch job on this car, we had it all apart and inspected the shaft for shaft play, and it being a ball bearing turbo, yeah, there should be some play, but you know, it's pretty excessive, the play that we felt on here. So we're hoping that for now the turbo will hold up until we replace it. But yeah, it's a 3052 sought after turbo. I mean, I love this thing. It spools really quickly. It makes beautiful noises. The only thing is I wish it made some more power. I would like some more power out of this car, because like with it having a fully forged stroker motor, like you're kind of really on the low end of what this car is capable for with 400 horsepower. So turbo's definitely good for the road course, but for the overall goals of this vehicle, we're gonna go with something bigger. So in the future, you're gonna see us install the HX40 turbo onto this car with a T3 custom manifold. So look forward to that in the future.
Should do all right for itself.
Yeah, so with that, our goal is around 500 wheel horsepower. That turbo is good for more than that, but we're kind of limited over here in Canada because we don't have access to E85, and the only thing we have is 94 pump gas, unless, I mean, of course, we special ordered barrels of fuel in, but
Yeah.
that's not really realistic. So we're stuck with our 94 pump with water meth. So whatever that gets us to, I guess is going to be the limit.
Yeah, I mean, in the future we can always try to see what we want to do, maybe with a higher octane fuel.
Yeah.
If we just maybe mainly dedicate this to the track,
Yeah, exactly.
and see how we go from there with our options.
Yeah.
We do got some exciting things coming on the way with this car. I mentioned turbo. With turbo, we're also going to do the exhaust. We're upgrading to 3-inch. I think right now it's 2.5.
Yeah, right now it's 2.5 inch all the way through.
Yeah.
No resonators or cats. It just has one muffler at the back. So we're going a full 3-inch straight all the way to the back. With,
Shouldn't have drone issues, right?
No drone. We love drones, so yeah, we just send it straight through with a 3-inch. So yeah, that'll be complementary to the turbo. We really don't want to choke that turbo up, so that's the plan for the exhaust.
Which I'm interested to see, because like I've had cars that have had straight pipes before, and they actually weren't that bad with just a muffler on them.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how the car does.
I mean, sometimes, well, I mean, not sometimes. Turbos do kind of act as a muffler, but we'll see how big of a muffler this whole set turbo is. This diesel 60mm turbo.
And we'll just bring you out to some more quiet roads right now, just to kind of give you guys a little walk around of the car. We got some decent light out still. And then just do some walk around. We got you that engine bay shot earlier, so you can kind of see the motor. For any of you guys that know of Evos or Eagle Talons or the Mitsubishi version, I believe is the Eclipse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You'll know what the motors are. Like they're all the same. The 4G63s. Just gave you the shot to see what the setup was on this one. And actually, I guess the most recent thing, minus the clutch job we've done, is we switched over from the coil pack. Or to the coil pack, I should say.
Yeah, it had coil off plug, so it had two separate coils feeding the 4 spark plugs. But now we put a coil on plug setup, so it has a coil per spark plug now. It's a lot cleaner looking.
And then with that, we're trying to do that to also get rid of the breakup in the high end there, right?
Yeah, we primarily, I mean, it's nice to have. It's nice and easy to work with. You're not dealing with coil packs that are buried under an intake. They're kind of right there. So if anything goes wrong, it's easy to replace. But yeah, primarily we put that on because of that breakup issue that we were mentioning. So we'll do maybe a capture on that. Try to get some shots of that and kind of show you and let you listen to what that sounds like. So we're hoping to get that fixed, but so far the coil unplug has not fixed that. So we'll definitely be doing some more investigating. We're gonna make some more videos on that in the future as well. Getting the car to run nice and clean. So.
And actually, we did notice quite a bit of difference when tuning it and actually adjusting the fuel ratios and everything else. Yeah. Again, we won't get too much into that because that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other just endless cycle of things to discuss and talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
But we did notice that was doing some fine tuning on our own end, which again, we're not anyways like dyno people, like we don't do this for a living. But we were able to make it on the lower tune. I think I actually had a solid pull all the way through the rev limiter.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's still kind of breaking up a little bit past 6,000 RPM. So again, yeah, we definitely need to investigate what that is. Whether it's the turbo choking, whether we need some new valve springs, and probably a lot more than that. But yeah.